All right. Welcome to the Strong Side Podcast. My name is Mitchell Black, and I'm your host. And today we have a very special episode. Today we are throwing it back. We're going OG style, the Strong Side Original Gangsters.
Throwback Thursday.
It is Thursday.
It is Throwback
Yeah.
Thursday. We did it on purpose.
Now, this Strong Side Podcast is completely devoted to our members. What we're trying to do is create good, valuable content for our members. But if anybody who is not a member wants to, tune in, share the podcast, give us a thumbs up and a 5-star, you can absolutely do that. You can see it on Anchor. You can view it on Spotify. Share this with your friends. Our goal is to create some unique value for you. And today, we're going to bring it back. All right, so let me kind of set the tone of what we got going on. So Strong Side is coming up on being open for 7 years. This December is going to be our 7-year anniversary. And we have learned a lot. We've had a lot of fun. We've giggled a whole bunch. And we've also screwed up a ton along the way. And, we come from really humble beginnings here at Strong Side, and we've had a wonderful journey, and we're very stubborn in the vision, but very flexible in the details, meaning that we've always been on a mission to help people and give them an environment where they can be successful and reduce anxiety. But how we get there has definitely changed along the years. And I wanted to bring some people. I couldn't bring everybody, but I wanted to bring some people to this show that have been here through all the fun and the funny and the mess ups and the good times. And first, I will introduce you to Miss Mary Dennis.
Hello.
So Miss Mary Dennis, she goes way back. She trained with me at Lifetime. We have actually been trained together over 10 years. So a decade of fitness. High five on that. Bam. She is a Strong Side founding member. She's been with us since we started. She wasn't able to actually work out when we started because she was pregnant. We'll get to that later. But spoiler alert. But yeah, and then we have Mr. Zach Barnes.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for waving on the podcast.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But Zach Barnes has been here 5-6 years, really from the beginning. I think 6, almost. We were barely open when he started.
I started that summer after you guys opened.
Yeah, so 6 months, something like that. So 6.5 years. And Zach's been here since he was 95 pounds.
It's not even a joke.
It's
That's
true.
funny.
And since he just finished high school and stuff, and he's been through it all too. All right. So what we want to do is just walk through the story and just have a really good time. And just talk about, this is our 3rd location. So we'll talk a little bit about location number 1, location number 2, location number 3. I mean, by locations, I just mean that we moved gyms. We don't have multiple gyms yet, but yeah. So we were talking in the setup, in the briefing for it and all that we thought we should bring it back to kind of I guess, where Strong Side started before Strong Side. And that would be kind of with Mary. So what were you talking about in the briefing when we were at Lifetime?
So it was a totally different story. We were doing box jumps with chairs. And just
Not with chairs, on the chairs.
Box jumps on chairs and crossing your fingers that you either got a good chair, not so squishy chair.
Yeah.
You got the harder chairs. We were doing handstand holds probably weren't even handstand push-ups at that point against elevators and walls.
Yeah, because so what would happen is the fitness floor was on the 2nd floor. And basically I was teaching all these boot camps, all these classes and whatever. And we had to elevate the difficulty of the movement. So we had to figure out ways to do stuff. So we had to do handstand holds against an elevator, like Mary was saying, hoping that the elevator doesn't open.
I was about to say.
Weights, if you want it. So we would have to stealthily go across the gym, all the way across. This is a big box gym, to get the barbells. And you have to, with your head down, walk across because, everyone was looking at you with dirty eyes, like you were stealing the barbells. And then
awkward.
go back across again to get whatever iron little plates we could get because they barely had bumper plates that we could carry at that point.
Slim pickings.
And again, everyone's staring at you like we were stealing all the weights. Once we got them to where we were, you really couldn't do a ton with them because you couldn't drop them.
Yeah, so wait, let's pause there for a second. So what she's saying is that we were in a big Globo gym, which got thousands of members in there, and they only had 12 barbells. And my classes were having 20, 30 people per class.
Yep.
So we're sending people like little old Mary off into the bench press area where all these guys are like, I came to bench press today. And we're like, if you could just take their barbells. So
Fast.
Yeah.
That's so awkward.
And you
Horrible.
couldn't make eye contact. Yeah. Nope.
Nope.
These are mine. I'll see you in an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then the worst part was having to put it all back because once again, now you have to go back across the gym exhausted with your plates and your barbell. Oh my God, it was horrible.
And what were you saying about we couldn't drop the weights?
Mm-mm.
So
No.
it was do a clean and jerk.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the weight over your head, we would slide mats under you so you could, it was a team effort. And then you could drop the weights if we slid the mats fast enough.
Oh God, I remember being in the gym too. We'd go use the gym and you'd make us put people on our backs and run laps in that gym too.
That was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
10 years later.
10 years later, we've evolved.
So,
Sort of.
so basically we had fun. We had fitness. Again, stubborn in the vision, flexible in the details. It was like, do what you can with what you got. Basically people wanted more fitness that we had to get very creative with. And it was like, get these classes at 20. Now the classes were 20, 30, 35 people because I could only offer like 3 or 4 a day. And yeah. So that's really where it started. I was 20 or 21.
You were a little guy because I remember the first
Jeez.
time I saw you, I walked in the gym. I was like, I can hear his voice, but where is he coming from? And you're behind the treadmills. You're running, yelling everyone to run faster, run faster. And I was like, oh, that looks intense. That looks fun. And then I soon joined. But yep, that was the first time I saw you.
Yay. So then all right. So starting there, and then we opened StrongSide. So I talked about this in the last podcast. When StrongSide opened, we had 24 members, and at some point you got to get to 25, you got to get to 26. But there's this core group of like 24 people that joined. And what were you saying of how neat it was?
Oh God, I remember walking in for the first time, being like, it was so pretty. Like it was all ours. It wasn't the largest in the whole wide world, but you
It's
just
like Six Flags.
Yeah, it was like Disneyland. Like this is all art. Like we didn't have to fight for it. We don't have to run these weights across the gym anymore. Like it was
Well,
beautiful.
you still have to do that, but
Not nearly as far, I promise you.
it's not as awkward for sure.
But it was all ours, and it was just so pretty, and it was awesome.
That's cool. And when she said that she didn't have to carry the weights across the floor, that is true because our first gym was the size of this lobby that we are in right now. And talk about the screw ups along the way. I signed a 5-year lease and I walked into that place and it was as big as this lobby. And I looked around and with sheer confidence, I went, yeah, this is all the room that we are ever going to need. We are set. I mean, we can get 4 people doing pull-ups right here. This is all we need.
4 people. Yeah, that place is now a nail salon.
It is.
And
Shout out Blush Nails.
Yeah, all those people, all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into that place, and now it's like, if I were to go back in there now, it'd be a completely different thing.
So we got our own spot, and it wasn't much, but we called it StrongSide 1.0, right? So we've had StrongSide 1.0, 2.0, and now we're at 3.0. That's why when you hear people say that, that's where that comes from. But what we wanted to brainstorm about is, okay, so Mary talked a little bit about like, what it was like in the days before StrongSide was a StrongSide. Then we opened StrongSide, and Zach joined 6 months later or whatever. So we wanted to kind of reminisce and talk about StrongSide 1.0 because I'll tell you what I get is now we're 7 years into this. And we get all these new people starting quite frequently and stuff. And that's awesome. And everybody has like a new idea. And they're like, hey, you should do this and you should do that. And you should have a child center. Oh. And I'm like, you don't even know. You don't know. And they walk into it and just because they've never been here. So they're like, oh, this is how it's like always been. And these are the people that have always been here and stuff. But we have some really neat stories to when you show up to a formal now. It didn't used to be that way.
Oh, man.
And so what do I got written down here? Who wants to go first? You want to talk about what, equipment first?
Yeah, we can do that.
So I'll set the tone on equipment. When we opened, so not only was the gym the size of this lobby that we're in, the money that I opened StrongSide with was less than what this lobby cost. So we had...
Wow.
We had 4 boxes. We had 6 total kettlebells, 2 of each weight, 3 different weights. So if you weren't strong enough, hate it for you.
Wow.
We had a lot of barbells and a few bumper plates.
Maybe,
we had
maybe like a quarter of the rig that we do now.
Yeah, we had 2 squat racks.
Yeah.
And we had no rowers, no bikes.
Yeah. Well,
but
We got a
I thought
rower
you had,
close to
I
the
thought you
end.
had rowers.
no,
You had
so
4 rowers beginning.
no, at the end. No, when we
Yeah.
opened, we had no rowers.
Really? Okay,
Yeah. And then a while went by, we got 1, which is the
Yeah.
stupidest thing ever. If you're trying to make gym improvements out there and you're like, well, I'm just going to get 1. Okay. And then you have a class of 12. Okay.
All right, everybody share.
Yeah. So that's dumb. But there was some special things to the equipment. So what do you guys want to talk about? The rope, the muscle ups, what?
I do both of those. The rope is, looking back on it, it's kind of like embarrassing the way that rope wound up being. Just because like we had 1 rope, okay, and the ceiling was maybe
9 feet. The ceiling was 9. Wall ball targets start at 9 feet. So you're doing wall balls
Right.
through the ceiling
The
tiles that we
ceiling
took out.
tiles,
and
yeah.
then so you if you really want to get a decent like rope climb, you have to do it from almost like a sitting down position and then climb all the way up to a whopping 7 feet, maybe, like if you don't touch the ceiling.
Yeah, and we would take your picture. So like we'd still take your picture, but the picture was you touching the whatever makes up the roof and just your feet
Yeah.
hanging out of the ceiling.
You're touching the rafters in the ceiling. And and of course, like after like a year, if it being the only rope, it just turned into string at the bottom. It was like just hair falling off of the thing, and there was just nothing left at the bottom
Yeah, you basically had to do a legless rope climb at
Yeah.
the end to get like halfway up
because
there.
there was no rope at the bottom. It just tore off.
Hey Mary, do you remember when we'd have a packed class back then was like 5 people?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember when we'd make you do box jumps on the curb?
Oh yeah. And they were
Oh, man.
terrifying. It was like I don't know if it was terrifying because it was so high at that point because we're so new to it, or because if I hit my shit on this, it's really
Yeah,
gonna
it's
hurt.
concrete.
It's concrete.
If you miss, it was over.
It was over, and I don't remember what our scale version of it was, but I know there was a scale version of not using the curb.
No, check this out. This is what I did. I'm a fitness salesman. We had the box jump height of 20, and part of the curb was 20 inches. And then there was a lower part of the curb that was 12 inches, but it was a handicap curb or railing or whatever. So it sloped down. So I was like, hey guys, you can just scale it. And
Zero
like
excuses.
on the slope, you just go farther down on the slope. So you have to land with 1 foot higher than the other one. And people were just like, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna
whatever you say, Mitchell.
Yeah, and we're just gonna ignore the fact that we're working out 10 feet away from a giant dumpster
Oh God.
on a hot day, and it gets like nice and smelly.
Dude, how was that run? We were right next to Waffle House. How was that run at Waffle House?
So when it starts out, you get the like nice grease, like nasty, kind of good smell, you know, like greasy food, and then you run by the dumpsters, and then once you get closer to the end of the building, you got the smell of donuts, and then you get attacked by geese at the corner.
Yeah.
And the homeless guy was over
Yeah,
there
and
too.
the
By the
homeless guy at the
extended
corner.
stay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you round the corner, you run by Folks, or it used to be a Folks.
The drive-through. You ran through the drive-through.
Ran through
of
the
Folks.
drive-through, and I would if I saw somebody in the drive-through, I'm like, hey, can I get some like, chicken strips or something, because like I'm super hungry. And then you at the closer to the end of Strongside 1, you got the Starbucks, so you can like,
Another drive-through. You had to run through 2 drive-throughs
Yeah.
on the 400.
and that was just in the 400
Yeah.
meters. That's not including like running past the Mexican restaurants on the Mitchell Mile.
The RV place.
And all the way to the RV place, #Camping World.
It was a very dangerous run if you think about it.
Yeah. The run to Camping World was probably the safest,
Yeah.
but that was
When we
about
were
it.
back in that area, we were safe. We had to come back towards the homeless guys, the angry geese, and the angry Waffle House people, and then dodge the cars in the Starbucks
It's
drive-through.
fine. It's fine.
My favorite though was that we didn't really have markers. So there's this thing. It's kind of gone away now after 5 years, but we had the Mitchell Mile, and I had this class one time, and I was trying to describe it, and I was like, all right, well, you go on this course over here, and you turn left over here, and you run to this thing, and it's supposed to be an 800-meter run, so half a mile. And this dude named Adam, he ran a 5:30 mile. Okay, and when I described it to the class, and they were only running half a
This
mile.
is Adam Clifton.
Yeah.
Oh man.
12 minutes later, he wasn't back. So I knew nobody else was even going to be close. I was like, where did they go? I mean, because we didn't have anything. We didn't think about anything. It wasn't even like, because you're so new to this. You're like, oh, I guess I should put something out there for people to run to so they can see it. That would be great.
You're all just so trusting that you had it figured out.
Yeah.
Make it till you make it.
Well, the business
run
is
around the
open.
island and come back.
Yeah, they're like, the business is open. Clearly, they know everything.
He's thought it through.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Man, that was good.
Going back to like not having a lot of equipment at StrongSide 1, I think my favorite part about that was getting to wait in lines to work out. We would sit there and talk because we had to wait in lines for the squat rack or for when we got the one GHD, and we all just stood in line to use the GHD
Oh yeah,
machine.
GHD.
Just sit there and wait.
Remember the Ron Brown challenge?
Yes.
The Ron Brown challenge. Shout out Ron and Becky Brown.
Becky Brown beat down.
Yep.
100
GHD sit-ups a day. And what were you telling me how people would make hash marks?
Yeah, there was just like everybody that would do it had their own like little section on the whiteboard where they'd write their name and then a little tally on how many days they've done the Ron Brown challenge in a row. Some people would get up to like a month. It went on a solid couple months.
We
where it was a big
dedicated
deal.
a GHD to him. I had a plaque made.
Yeah, had a
I
plaque
forgot
made.
about that.
It was a good time. The one of my favorites was, so we only had like half the ceiling because we had to do rope climbs, we had to do wall balls, but we hung rings for muscle ups. And when you would do the muscle ups, half your body is in the ceiling.
Yeah.
But if you extended your arms too high at the top, you would bang your head
At
against
least
the beam.
you tall guys would. I had no problem. I was at home up there.
But fast forward when we started getting a little bit more bougie. Like, first off, my favorite thing is like we did a competition over the weekend and stuff, and I'm not hating on other gyms. I'm actually making fun of our members that they're so spoiled that they walk in, there's flow water and it's refrigerated, and you get to refill your water bottle and all this, and there's nice colored plates, and there's male bars and female bars, and they walk into other gyms and they're
pretty.
like, well, I mean, the kettlebells aren't color coded. How in the world do you know?
How are you supposed to know what weight they have?
Where are the shelves? Where's all the shelving with all the balls organized and the weight that I need to lift?
Do I have a
Rogue
cubby?
facing outwards.
And they don't have multiple big ass fans. I don't understand. And so,
We don't
remember
have any fans.
the first thing we got that was really bougie and really nice was those competition plates.
Oh, they were so pretty. Like you wanted to wipe them down and clean them pre-COVID era, just because they're so pretty. And you want them to get dirty, and you didn't work, but you could drop them.
Oh yeah. I remember me and Matt Rains testing them out for the first time, and we're like, I feel like I'm a better lifter because we have these plates. Like, pretty confident.
So a 45 is a 45, but these
Yeah.
45s,
They're different.
Yeah.
They're different because
Yeah.
they're pretty.
and they all came individually wrapped. And it was like the day that we got them, nobody wanted to.
Scuff them up.
Yeah, and I made every class go on like a 15-minute tour about how these are the clips that you use. Dude, I've never bought anything that expensive in my life. Like, it was more than my car. I was.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
That was a big day. We thought we'd finally made it. It was like, oh god.
Yeah, we got comp plates.
Hot plates.
I felt bougie after you got a fan.
Oh.
Like an actual fan. Like not just opening the front door and the back door so we had airflow. Like there was an actual fan
The
that you
orange
could turn
fans.
on and you could sit in front of on a really hot day.
Dude,
Even then you still want to die.
StrongSide 1.0 is so hot.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
So
The whole front half was like windows like we have now, but it was the entire gym was filled with sunlight because of those windows.
Oh,
Yeah.
they would watch us. We would
Oh, yeah,
just
and we'd
come
have
and
people-
watch us.
oh my god,
watching
I
through
forgot
the
about
windows.
that. All right, so
I forgot about that. That's crazy.
for those of you guys who've never been there, so StrongSide 1.0 was a retail spot, and we had all these windows, and like right now we have this nice tinted covering on our windows, so like we can see out, but you can't see in. #bougie, and and it's got like all of our members' pictures on it. We didn't have that. We didn't, dude. When StrongSide opened, we didn't have a sign, so I just wrote StrongSide in colored marker, like
Check
all
your
on
use
the
at the door.
on the
a
front
piece of
window.
paper, yeah.
Yeah, and the landlord was like, we need to take care of that. It looks terrible. But anyways, yeah, so the whole where the sun set, the sun would beam in and it would get so freaking hot, and like half the gym was just melting in heat, and you were trying to stay in a shade. Like I would get dizzy. I would be explaining the workout. People would be like, it's so hot in here. I'm about to pass out. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
He would refuse to turn on the AC because who needs AC, right?
Losers.
And then he didn't have any fans. He had like one or maybe two like 12-inch fans in each side of the gym, and he thought it would cover the whole thing, the whole area. So if you didn't open the front door and the back door, there was no airflow. In July and August were just miserable.
And then you put so a third of the size that this gym is, put
Mm-hmm.
20 people in a class.
Oh yeah, and if it was packed, oh my.
Oh my God. And it was sweaty bodies just rolling to the nearest fan.
It was horrible. It was like, so, in here you fight over the barbells. Everyone kind of runs to make sure they get what they can get. It was like everyone fight for a spot in front of the fan. And not the broken fan, the good fan.
We had 2 fans. You had one that made noise and didn't work very well, and you had the other one you could put on high.
Yes. That's the one everyone fought over.
And I put up those black fans. I like drilled them into the wall, and they were like 12 inches. And I'm like, hell yeah. Like,
This will work.
This is going to change our life.
I think at one point we even became concerned about the kids. We're like, should we put a fan facing the kids? Because they look hot too.
And they were sitting over there.
Look okay. It looks asleep to you, right?
Just sitting on that couch. I mean, those kids were sweating so hard, just sitting there.
Oh yeah, you'd get off the couch and there'd be a puddle on the pleather.
They were just like, I hate it here. I hate it here so much.
It was so bad.
It was awful. And then you just know, like, when you'll fall asleep on that couch and nobody cleaned off that couch.
Oh God, the couch. Oh,
Parts that would come with you. Like you just
Yeah,
have
you'd
pieces of black
get up
stuck
and
to
you
you.
look like you have some weird disease or just black
We had-
spots all over you.
so StrongSide 1.0 was so small. We definitely didn't have a defined lobby. It was an innuendo of you could stay in this area and not get hit with a barbell. And if you went outside of that area, you might get hit with a barbell. And
Yeah.
it was just convenient that we didn't have enough money to cover the whole floor with flooring. So that was our lobby. And you had a little walkway to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it was kind of your responsibility if you got out of that walkway because you were dead anyways.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the whole lobby area was like maybe 10 by 10, if that. Like,
Small.
And we got
It
it. We
was
had a
small.
couch from Big Lots. That's where I got it from. And
Right.
that sucker was brown, and everybody napped on it.
it was
It was
a
brown. I
super
thought it was
comfortable
black.
couch.
Oh God.
It might have started
It
one color and
started
changed to
brown.
another.
That's horrible.
I thought it was black too.
I feel like it
That's
ended
really
brown.
Oh, either way, it's
It
not
ended-
good.
Yeah.
And then we had that big green shaggy carpet underneath it with the long,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
fingernail
Oh God.
whiskers. Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, I'm
'cause
glad we got rid of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my kids spit up all over that rug. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Ugh,
adults spit up
that's
all over
true.
that rug
Never
too.
mind.
But everybody would nap on it. So sweaty, they'd curl up on that couch and just take a big old nap.
Actually, I did remember something from StrongSide 1, and I actually brought it with me. It was the first ever StrongSide shirt.
Oh, from Rito Rock? or
I
whatever?
did. I brought it with me to show like how different the original StrongSide shirt was compared
Yeah.
to now, because it looks like somebody just had a stencil and then spray painted
Wow.
StrongSide on it.
Strong
Because
side with a lean to it.
it had a lean. There was a backwards and upside down like label on the back where it kind of bled through to the back of the shirt.
Yep.
It's in my cubby right
You could
now.
wear it inside out. It was the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It was, and the quality of those shirts were not the greatest. But
But
the rule was is if you work out just so hard and it's so hot and you have to go outside and you have to throw up, if you make it outside, you get a free shirt.
You did. I forgot about
Yep.
that.
And
Yeah.
dude, but as stupid as that was, we wore that stuff with pride. Like I said, we came from nothing. We started small. Our strong side was kind of crooked. Ooh, she's got one.
Yeah,
Oh,
look at
that's
this.
so
That's in my cubby.
horrible.
So compared to these nice hoodies we have now,
Look at that.
I don't know.
that's
I don't know
the
what
label
this
that's
is.
bled through.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm holding a 5-pound sweater, and I don't
Yeah.
know why it looks kind of like a zebra.
Well, that's because he had it folded and he just spray painted it black.
Are you serious?
I swear, that's how it happened. Because like, there's no other. Why would you?
Oh man, this is art. Remember,
Yeah.
You need to
can-
frame that and put it on the
We
wall.
should.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I keep it. I don't ever wear it because
Yeah.
that's the collector's item. You know,
because it's so uncomfortable.
it's so uncomfortable.
It's itchy.
You should definitely watch this on YouTube. That's where it'll be at.
Oh man.
Man, hey, do you remember the child care area?
Oh God.
So here's
Yeah.
before you guys talk about it, here's where my mind was is like where I think is I always go like so big, and then I have to talk myself not down from it, but like what do you actually need and what's manageable and or whatever. So I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, what the problem is that people want a place to put their kids. So let's solve this problem. Let's get them their own room. and nothing bad could happen to leave them alone
Fine. Oh,
in
God,
a room
so bad.
together with other kids that they don't like that much with not many things to entertain themselves. What?
And no air
Yeah,
conditioning.
you threw in like
Sounds like a great idea to me.
you threw in like those, those like little slider things from doctors' offices. There was like one of those in there.
Yes.
There was like an incomplete thing of Lincoln logs and like. So
We just had Lincoln.
It was just Lincoln, and
And you can watch it all go down.
And you had like a big screen, TV at the front of the class, so you could monitor and see the inside of the room with the camera and everything. But they never actually stayed in the room. They would always kind of wander out. Be like,
Well,
hey, Mom.
The initial problem was that some genius named Mitchell put the child center at the exact opposite area of the lobby. So no matter what,
They had to walk across.
If they had to use the bathroom, anything, you're instantly putting yourself in a problem. We had a monitor in there where it would be like a camera monitor to watch the kids, and then it would display on a TV monitor that was out on the gym floor, which meant that all you saw was your kids biting and punching other kids. And we had bean bags in there, and they
Yeah,
would
we
pick
did.
the bean bags up, and
yeah.
I would be going over the workout. And all I would see was parents just look at that TV and just their jaws drop and then bolt to the child center, and you just hear, hey.
Well, at first we didn't make a big deal about it because we wanted it so bad. It's just fine. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. They
Ignore
bite
the
all time.
problem. It'll
It's
go
okay.
away.
It's totally normal. You should see them at home. They're animals. Just ignore it. And then we saw that it got way out of control. Mitchell could not handle it. None of us could handle it.
Well,
We had to shut it down.
They broke
yeah.
they broke the DVDs in half. Like,
Oh, God.
Man.
yeah, and
Well,
when they broke DVDs in half, they became weapons.
Yeah. In all fairness, I know that two of those kids were not mine because the twins were the fighting babies who were in the octagons sitting in the mini lobby we had at that point. The
Yeah,
naked babies.
Just imagine like all of the energy that the kids have in the lobby now, but confined to like a 6-foot space.
Yeah,
Like all that energy just like in this teeny tiny little room, and then you just be like, what could go wrong?
Okay, good.
and the thing that the reason I laugh so hard about it now is I'm like, you know what you did, Mitchell? Like, it's not the kids. It's like if you give a 3-year-old a bowl of cereal and fill it with milk and then ask them to walk across the room and then they spill milk on the floor, it ain't their fault.
Right.
So Mitchell, you created an environment, you put all the stuff in the environment, and then you're like, oh, problem. You created the problem.
Created the problem. They had a ball at first.
But yeah, so you used to bring twin girls. They were the fighting babies. They were naked the majority of the
horrible.
time in a little octagon.
I would walk in that place carrying two car seats, and it'd take me 2 or 3 trips to get in there. I had to go get the octagon, the car seats, all the diaper bag, and I'd set them up, and they would get naked. They would take off their clothes. I at that point had already had to duct tape the diapers on them, but they would
duct
they
tape.
would find a way to unduct tape each other and be naked babies, and then they would like sumo wrestle each other in the.
and all I remember, the funniest thing I remember is just us in the middle of a workout. We were explaining something, and I just hear you say, "Hey, do not stand on her neck."
They still do that. You still see them here fighting to this day. They do not grow out of it. Just kidding. Someday they will, I'm sure. But yeah, they were the fighting naked babies, and that's where the octagon started too.
Yeah.
I was at the
And
first
we-
octagon.
you were the
We would
first one.
link the octagons
Yes.
together.
Yeah, now they
Oh,
have a
God,
small
yeah.
city.
They would. There was a small city of fighting little children. They would share snacks. They would just throw toys in each other's stuff and
Like-
feed each other.
Like prison.
It was. Still sweating away.
I got some fruit gummies. What do you got?
They would get upset. And I'd just go over there and sprinkle puffs around them. Like, here's some food. Just be good
like
for
you're-
5 more minutes. I need
It's
5
like
more
you're
minutes.
feeding chickens, like just throwing food out.
Exactly. Oh God. That's,
You mind if I talk about something real quick? Like the early strong side formals
oh God.
Oh my God.
and how we wouldn't have them at like a separate location. They were at the gym.
So let's just explain what the formal is. So
Right.
the formal is a thing that we do every year that we're about to start hammering like crazy because it's coming up in January.
I'm so excited.
But so basically what happened is the first year of Strong Side was terrible. You guys have heard about the financial struggles. We got shut down by the city, had to sue my previous employer, already had no money, blah, blah, blah. Like everything was a giant freaking hurdle. Like the world's telling you not to be open. And I was like, dude, if we can make it a year, I'm going to throw a party. And we did it on year 1. And now it's evolved into what it is now. And we can talk about what it is now, but that's just what it is. It's a celebration for our members and just giving back to you and all this kind of stuff. But the theme of the story here, we had no money. So the first one was at the gym, at the
The
gym.
first couple were at the gym.
Yeah, the first 2 or 3 until there was some incidents.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about that?
Vaguely, but so
We won't drop any names.
Just no
But
names.
but so the
Yeah.
first Strong Side formal, you show up in basically a tuxedo to the gym that we've described as, by the way, immaculate
yeah.
and huge.
Yeah. They had like Christmas lights hanging from the rig to like class it up.
And we had stars
Oh, man.
hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody was dressed everybody showed up in like their suit and, like dresses and everything. Everybody was looking great. And it was like that one night out of the year where you could see everybody that you normally see in like workout clothes, nasty and sweaty. To see everybody like dressed up was actually really cool. It was just the location at the gym was not ideal.
Well, because one, it was right next to Waffle House, so that was convenient.
Obviously.
But
The
one
after party was real close.
Yeah. Because nobody would go home.
Right.
Like if it's at a venue, it closes at like 11 or 12. And then I remember that I'd be like, okay, the party goes to like midnight. And then at midnight, I'm like flicking the lights, being like, hey, party's over. And then a whole room of people, hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. And then you just run in that show till 3 a.m. I'm over there passing out in a chair, being like, I just want to go home.
A dirty couch.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh,
too
yeah,
much
that
stuff
got
got
weird.
destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, so why did we have to stop hosting it at the gym again?
Well, there was no policing of like when you have to leave and the amount of alcohol that you could consume.
Because there was an open bar.
Then it was super open. I mean, like free open.
No monitoring.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we tried to do drink tickets one year, and that went out the window real quick.
Yeah. I
Real
remember.
quick.
At the time, I was still too young to drink, but I would steal other people's drink tickets.
Yeah, see, it went out the window real
quick. Yeah.
It went out real quick.
Yep. We've had to professionalize over the years.
We need more management, apparently.
So we had this person may or may not still be a member, and a sink may or may not have fallen off the quote unquote fallen off the
Fall
wall.
off the wall. Wasn't me. I can tell you that was not me.
Might have been Zach, but
Yeah,
I mean, there's just
it got weird. It's fine.
and if you're a super OG, you know what that means. But I mean, it was just like it did not. The thing needed to happen. The gym, being at the gym,
To
didn't
shut
need
it
to
down.
continue to happen.
Yep.
And it was like, well, next year we're going.
Yeah, that
somewhere
was
else.
the last straw.
Yeah.
Oh man, good times. And then I guess we need to end with the for Strong Side 1.0, the murder story.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I
So-
didn't know about that until today.
Well, there's two because remember the time I almost got arrested.
Oh yeah, let's talk about when Mary almost got arrested at Strong Side 1.0.
So we just finished working out, and I had loaded the babies in the car, and I have 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. I'm in a minivan, and the doors are open to the minivan. There's air flowing, the car is on. And someone decided at Waffle House to call the cops on me because I had clearly abandoned my kids in the car, which I had not. I was right there. Had they just walked out and turned their head left, right, they would have seen I was standing right there with the babies. But luckily I didn't get arrested that day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that was fun. And then what happened is we opened with 24 members, which means your average class volume. I mean, I'd be sitting with multiple classes in a row of 0, and your average class volume is like 3-4 people to 25, 26. You start adding a couple more members, and we started getting a lot of complaints. Because the people right next to us, we were doing wall balls, through the ceiling,
Yeah.
and we were knocking their pictures off the wall. And that's where the handstand push-up wall was too.
Yeah.
So
Little
big old
boards.
250-pound men just flipping up into that
Yep.
wall doing handstand push-ups, and the same 5 songs over and over again. Which, by the way, we used to have Mary's Jams. We used to have, and that's when we played the raunchier the better, super unedited rap music in front of all your children.
We did.
Just
God.
right after preschool. I mean, it was just. I mean, the dirt, like, it made me uncomfortable. But it was good. It was a good playlist. But when you only have 6 members, it doesn't. Yeah. Do you all agree? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We'll listen to
We
Down with the
concur.
Sickness for the 100th time.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
fine. It's cool.
And so we started getting complaints from them. And then at the end, we had the Best Dang Bakery, and we were starting to get complaints from them. And they would never come talk to me. They would go complain to the landlord. And we basically got, in a nice way, kicked out of StrongSide 1.0, meaning that they came to me and they said, hey, look, we'll give you, basically, would you please leave? We'll give you your deposit back. You don't have to fulfill your commitment. I just need you to go.
Just go.
Okay. And
We were the problem.
yeah. So I'm like, well, yeah, okay, that'd be great, actually, because I want a different place, even though what we've described is like heaven. But
I didn't want to be here anyway.
so we leave, and then I'm like, I know we're not the problem. You're just asking me to leave, but I know we're not the problem. And then the Best Dang Bakery was 2 people, and that dude stabbed his business partner 37 times. Zach just found out about
I didn't
this.
know about that. I was there, and I was like, man, these donuts are fantastic. And like, I'm just now finding out about this. I was like, I was getting donuts from a murderer.
I remember like Becky and them would go get cookies for when we'd had competition on the weekends, and they'd go get cookies and donuts for all the little kids who were watching from that place.
I mean, that place did have the best dang donuts. I just didn't know they had killed a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was done.
So they're
and
shut
then
down.
the unit next to us was in this like big old money laundering deal. And the cops walked in and did a sting and shut them down like that day.
That computer place?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And
I don't know anything that's going on around here.
And StrongSide was the problem.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
the problem. We're happy to leave at this point.
Yeah. We're all just trying to run 400s through the drive thru. And speaking of that, Starbucks, first customer right here. What are you looking around for, Mary? No.
Behind me. I was like,
No, it's me.
I thought someone brought a Starbucks.
I was the very first customer.
Showed up at
that
like
Starbucks.
You were so
4 a.m.
excited
or
about it,
whenever they
too.
open.
It was actually me and Michael Fox, and me and Michael Fox went, and he was the second customer. Michael Fox, they're here today. He's a founding member, and but we went over there, and this is back when he came to the 6 a.m. class, and that's when the 6 a.m. class was so small that you had to text me the night before, or I just
make
wasn't
sure.
going to be there. Yeah. And so if you showed up and didn't text me, that's your fault. So it's not the
my
business's
God.
fault.
I remember the one time you ever got sick, we were there, and we didn't have anybody back up for classes, so you had to close the gym down, and so we all got on the trails with the strollers and right behind it and went for walks.
Yeah, that was terrible.
The one time.
Yep, one time something hit my stomach, and I do not throw up, and I remember that. That was terrible. Like in the middle of class, something just hit.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's that. I guess before we leave 1.0 and talk about 2.0, one thing that we did start there is the strong side competition. So what the strong side competition, I say was, but I mean, I feel like we'll talk about really what has transitioned from StrongSide 1.0 to 2.0 to 3.0. And part of that is like finding what we do and what we offer. And I'm not saying that we won't ever do it again, but the StrongSide competition was a competition that we started offering, and we invited everybody, any other gym, whatever. And it grew. Yeah, I think we did an amazing job with it, but
It was one of my favorite things that we did.
yeah, thanks.
I loved it.
But it got, when it ended in 2017 or 2018, I think 2018 was the last year, it grew to having 35 different gyms, 300 competitors. It was going, you would check in on Friday night, and we would do like a speed clean ladder and like pick up all your stuff. We did an event, and then the competition was either individual or team, and you could compete on Saturday and Sunday. There was a time in 2015 or 2016 that we had 5 games athletes competing in that competition. I mean, this was like the real deal. And for me, it was like, okay, do we become an events business, or are we in the gym business? Because at that point, we still have no staff. Like, I'm it. And I couldn't support any more than that. I mean, it was taking me half the year just to plan it.
Right.
But that's what it was. But it started there. So what's some cool things with the strong side competition?
Was the first one a try? It wasn't a competition. It was a gym try. We ran
remember
to the pool.
No. We did. That was the summer meltdown. So the summer meltdown we did was a separate competition other than the strong side competition. It's something that we did.
I did that one, but I swear we had a
Strong
try.
side triathlon.
No, that's what it was. It was swim at Chattahoochee Gold.
Right.
Run to the gym, which was like 2 miles.
On the Woodstock Trail.
Yeah. And which worked out real conveniently. And then you did Grace followed by Isabel. So 30 clean and jerks followed by 30 snatches.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
In a bathing suit.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Covered
like,
in chlorine.
Yep.
yeah. And we
was
actually
bad.
got a couple teams that were going to the CrossFit Games to come compete in it because they didn't have anywhere to train in the pool.
Yeah.
So that was kind of neat.
It was bizarre because I'd never seen like grown men who are like the fittest people ever jump in a pool and just start flailing. I'm like, they don't know how to swim.
Yeah,
You're an adult.
you can do everything else so well.
You can't swim.
I felt bad because I wasn't actually able to make that event, so I did it because I was going out of town, and I did it the day before the actual event. So I was actually doing Grace and Isabel by myself while Mitchell was vacuuming the floors, like alone. And I'm like, man, that was awful. They're gonna hate life tomorrow. Like,
That was a good time. So both of you guys did compete individually, right? In the strong side competition once, maybe twice.
A few times. So the first time I tried it, I didn't make the minimum requirements in order to compete. I think you had to like deadlift like 100 or 250 pounds or something, and I just couldn't get it off the ground. So I wasn't able to compete the first year, and I judged. And then every year after that, I competed, but I never made a medal. And then in 2017, I came in third place, and I was really stoked about that.
That was legit. I remember that, like you fighting for that. Because remember, this competition is like 3 days long. It's
Yes.
terrible. And I remember that battle, just you trying to get on the podium.
I had never worked out so hard in my life. Honestly, I would say that was more intense than the marathon last year.
That is that is the only thing that I really regret not getting on camera, because when you, like in all of StrongSide, that is the one thing I wish that I had on camera, was that everybody's cheering for you. We wanted you on the podium so bad.
There's a video of it.
Well, you should send it to me.
Okay,
but I
send it to
remember
you.
you finished the final workout and it put you on the podium, and our whole gym jumped over like all the railings and guardrails that we had so you couldn't get on the competition floor. Our whole gym jumps over, they swarm you. Like it was
that was awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, in the video you'll be able to see, like, I would stand up from whatever hang clean to thruster.
And the stupid hand release push-ups. God, those got so hard.
And then the hand release push-ups after that every other minute. It was so difficult that I wish I could have pretended, but I wasn't. It was like legit. I was about to fall over and pass out.
Oh God.
So in the video, you can see me just kind of like
wobbling around.
And then I have to lift up another barbell trying to keep like as good a form as I can, and it's just not working.
Because at that point, we're in StrongSide 2.0, but we still don't have fans.
Right.
We took the fans.
We hadn't had the fan raiser yet.
We had the same little fans that didn't even cool off 1,600 square feet, try to cool off 5,000 square feet. It was there for art, is what it was.
Basically.
And we're like, go get it.
It was so bad.
Fitness.
Yeah. Well, the first one was we did have at the Strong Point 1.0.
We did have
because we had all the tents laying in the back. I mean, it looked legit.
That sucker was, and we did the whole clean. Remember, so one of the coolest events we did was we had to lay out 30 barbells. And it was a clean and jerk ladder, and every minute you had to advance. So imagine 30 barbells laid out, and every single one gets heavier. And it went from like 95 pounds to like 235 pounds.
And we were all lined up, so you could see the people in front of you fail or get it, and you knew.
Yeah, you knew. And so, and you were lined up in order. So if you were first in your division, then you went last. If you were last in your division, you went first, whatever. So, but like every minute, and the first 5 minutes were so boring because you had all 300 athletes or whatever lined up, and the first 5 minutes is just one person lifting. But when you got all 30 barbells full, it was legit.
That was really
it gets
cool.
cooler and cooler as you go.
And just in case you're wondering, yes, that's located right next to the dumpster. That was
the
right by the
heaviest
Waffle House.
barbells were next to the melting dumpster.
And the line wrapped around the folks drive-through.
Once again.
And they had to kick away the angry geese.
Yeah, that was rough. I remember that.
So now let's transition into StrongSide 2.0. So
Right.
So I feel like what we've really been talking about is it's the good old times, the good old boys. Yeah, super fun. But StrongSide 2.0, when we moved in that other location, gave us a lot of opportunity, and that opportunity may have came in space or just general room and equipment and stuff. But I also felt like it gave us the opportunity to find out who we are and what we do, because all this stuff we've been joking about, and dude, this is like a quarter of the list that we could talk about and joke around all day, is you're slinging stuff up against the wall basically to find out kind of who you are and what you want to offer and what do you feel like you can sustain. I'm not saying childcare centers are bad. StrongSide just figured out that if we want to do it the right way at the level that we offer everything else, that is not something that we can fulfill as far as staffing and insurance and dedicated room and, charging extra for a child center. That's just not, you learn all that stuff. And
you
that's
charged
okay.
extra for that child
We
center?
would have to. Like, I would have to staff it. I'd have to get insurance, have to charge people for it, blah, blah, blah. And it just didn't work. what, just using that as an example. But yeah, so we moved to StrongSide 2.0. Bam, what happens?
All the space.
We have so much space to be able to spread out and do what we need to do without thinking we're going to drop a barbell on somebody.
Because that was a very real
It
concern.
was very real.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember at 1.0, I would drop my barbell and it would hit the wall, and there was a nice hole in the wall until we moved.
Yeah, that was a good time.
We don't have to worry about that in 2.0.
Nope.
Even the space outside, the running space, the ramp. That ramp was awesome.
I took that ramp for granted. I really wish we had a ramp.
Yeah, we don't have a ramp here.
We're going to have to build one.
Build the ramp. No. Yeah, just all the space to do all the things. I forgot about this too. I love the wall when you ran outside to was it the 200? It was a 200.
Oh, and you got
had
to tag the
all
wall.
of the chalk marks, all of the hand chalk
Yeah.
marks on that wall.
Why
I
did that
love
ever go away? All the rain, like for years.
I don't know.
Yeah, all the
Never
chalk
went
marks.
away, but it
We
was
were
really
there.
cool.
We were there 2.5 years, and everybody's handprint was
I
on
bet
that
they're
wall.
still there.
Yeah.
You just go over there real quick.
There's my hand.
Yep.
Yep. No, that was cool. Oh, and the sign inside.
Yeah, so we
That
have
was
a
cool.
we have a really large, big green StrongSide sign, and when we moved to 2.0, we weren't able to put our sign outside. There's like a $7,000 sign. I'm like we're doing something with it, guys.
Right.
And so we put it inside,
Yeah.
and that sucker lit up.
That
Made
was
some
so
cool
cool.
pictures.
Oh, man, it
Oh,
was so cool.
neat.
What really messed with me is because at StrongSide 1, we had like the muscle up rings where you could muscle up and see the inside of the rafters, and the straps were just long enough to where I wouldn't hit my head. You would.
Yeah.
But then you move to StrongSide 2.0 and you see like these 20-foot straps that going from where you can jump up and reach the rings all the way to the ceiling, which how high was that ceiling?
The ceiling was like 25 feet. So what he's
So
talking
those
about,
straps are so long.
we had to hang metal wired cables down just to even get into the straps of the ring. So you're by the fourth muscle up, you got a good 8-10
about
foot
that.
swing going
Yeah.
on.
You really got to get it right, or else you're going to be swinging all over the place.
And if you missed one and one of the rings went swinging like about 20 feet,
You just got to wait for it to stop.
yeah. That was the worst. Remember, you guys remember the bleachers?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
So we moved in, and I'm still in this small mindset when we move into 2.0, and they had these bleachers there because it was a sublease. And they're like, do you want them? And I was like, yeah, I want them. We'll just paint these bad boys.
Yeah.
And what bad could happen?
What
Nothing.
could go wrong?
And you know what? I'll go to Home Depot, and I think I even got 2 packs of, like imagine bleachers in your head, all made out of wood. I think I even got 2 packs of the, like these little metal things that you would put on there and then screw into where the wood connects. You can tell I'm a handyman.
yeah.
By the way. And I was like, I screwed it all in there, and I was like, perfect. And dude, that
Done.
sucker must have wobbled so hard. I mean, kids, it was like, all right, you ever watch Plinko on what is that show?
Price is Right?
Price is Right.
Yeah.
The kids would fall through that like it was Plinko. Just
It was a good concept. It was good in theory. You know, like you have
But
so
when-
much space to sit
You
down.
did. And once again, we didn't care at the moment because we were just super excited to have the space and the area
Oh,
for
yeah.
everybody. So
I
it's
think the
fine.
reason that I didn't get sued all those years was they were like, we ain't gonna win nothing. Like we're not getting anything.
What do we win? Strong side?
Strong side.
Okay.
Yeah, those bleachers were good. They were cool for like 2 minutes. And then
Oh my god.
remember the 24-hour row?
How could I forget that
I
24
was
hour
not a
row?
part of that.
That was
we had a member, Tim Crockett. He rode 3,000 miles, and he rode from somewhere to somewhere. I don't know, 3,000 miles. He rode it solo in a rowboat. It took him like 62 days.
across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
And
Crazy.
I mean, there's only like 6 oceans, so. But I'm
Yeah.
But he rode
More or
like
less.
3,000 miles. This is on a legit rowboat. He had to raise a whole bunch of money. It was all for charity. Like it's an amazing deal. So a bunch of our members were like, "Hey, let's do a fundraiser." Why can't we just raise some money, or just do like a cool like Saturday morning workout? Maybe we do like a bonfire.
Yoga
Yeah.
or
No,
something?
we
Just take my
thought
money.
we were like, yeah, bro, you know what we'll do? We'll get like on teams of 4 and we'll row for 24 hours.
Straight. Like nonstop. The rower doesn't turn off until 24-hour.
We watched all the Star Wars.
All of it. Yeah, we went through the entire thing. That was it.
So cold. So dumb.
That's why I didn't
So-
do it.
I don't know
I
if
just
any of y'all.
donated.
I would
just
have
wrote a
just
check.
donated.
Here's my money.
If anybody here like knows me, they know that I don't like getting up early and working out. So after every hour going or rowing for half an hour, taking a nap for an hour, then having to wake back up so you can row for another half hour was like my own little form of hell. It's fine.
It was
awful. I don't know how Tim did it.
yeah.
Because it put things in perspective. Because it just showed me that I would never be able to do that.
I am not a man, and that's fine. That's fine. Tim can have
You
it.
can have it.
So,
It's
yeah.
all yours.
I will pay him so I don't have to do
Exactly.
Right.
it. Oh, that hurt.
was so bad.
And all we had for food, because we didn't think any of this through.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
so glad that we've already learned all this stuff. I had no food, no water. Somebody else brought a little propane thing
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, a little grill.
to cook like chili. And I'm like, bro, I've been rowing for 14 hours.
I don't want
I need-
chili.
yeah. This sounds stupid. And there's an air mattress. We thought none of
we had
this
an-
out.
We had an air mattress. I brought my Eno hammock. I set it up in the rig. Like
Yeah.
in every
Ran out of water, had to go to the gas station. Like I
You can
thought,
tell
yeah.
this was planned by a man.
yeah. Hell yeah, we got this.
We're
Come on.
men.
it's only one day.
Yeah.
As women are like, that looks poorly planned. We're not going to do it.
Yeah. I remember I went home at 3 a.m. just to be somewhere else. Like I couldn't even make it a day. Way to go, Tim.
Best.
Proud of you, buddy.
All right. So, what about, I got bathrooms on my little list here. We
Oh,
had the
yeah.
toilet that may or may not flush.
Yeah, it barely worked.
Surprise.
Right.
That's my fault, y'all. Sorry.
So you could use like the Rockstar one. Are we allowed to say that? We'd use their toilets if we had to.
Yeah. I mean, we're not there anymore.
Okay, we
They're
use
not
their
there
toilets.
anymore.
They're not
They're
there.
not there anymore.
We would sneak in over there and
Yep.
use their toilets. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. But 25 people in a class, one bathroom.
Barely working.
And the walk of shame to open that door and be like, yeah, it's not flushing. And there's like 18 people in line.
Forget having to go nervous pee for any workout. You were just
And you couldn't even hide it. Like
No.
they watched you come out as you make your announcement. The toilet is no longer flushing and whatever's in there belongs to you.
it was horrible.
Oh god.
Oh my god. We also did a really cool photo shoot at STRONGSIDE too.
For the magazine cover? Yeah, that was fun.
That was neat.
Yep.
Oh,
Look how short our cool list is.
I see. I'm telling you, STRONGSIDE 1 was so much fun. We learned everything there, all the bad stuff.
Yep. Even like things like going back to StrongSide 1.0, even things of like I didn't even share this. So we got shut down by the city because back then Mitchell just trusted everybody and they did the build out without permits. And I don't know these people. So they do the whole build out. They didn't check what we're classified as. So they put one bathroom in there. Sounds like a massive problem to me. Because I was like, well, this other bathroom's really in the way. Do you think you could rip it out? And they're like, yeah, we can absolutely rip it out. We'll check with nobody. And
You had
and
2 bathrooms, right?
we had 2 when we opened. And then, so all right, we were like, 1,600 square feet or whatever. And there was 2 in there. And I asked them to take out one because it would have made it more room. And
Yeah.
so
Makes
they
so
took
much
it.
sense.
Yeah, they took it out, and I'm like, great, problem solved.
Ah.
But they didn't pull any permits. They didn't check if we were a place of assembly, which is what we're classified as. Learning things, by the way, and blah blah blah. So they get it done. We're finished. We're open. 10 a.m.'s going on one day. Here comes whatever this dude's name was from the city, the biggest jerk I've ever had to deal with in my life. He walked in, dude. He's got his hands on his hips. He looked like Barney Fife, and he was just like. Literally, I remember this, like traumatizing. He looks at me, teaching his whole class. He puts his hands on his hips. He pulls up his belt line, like he's got a cool belt holster. And he goes, I'm going to have to shut you down. And I was like, yeah, what's your name? and
See your badge?
and then I like took him outside and I was like, well, okay, that's not happening. So what do you want to do? But long story short, he let me finish a couple classes. We had to shut down for a couple days and I had to get the unit next to us. I had to renegotiate with the landlord and be like, hey bro,
Oh.
this is all your fault.
That's how that happened.
I want the space next to us and I don't want you to increase my rent. So we went from 1,600 square feet to like 2,500 square feet.
Yeah.
And I got a little bit of free rent for a little bit because it wasn't my fault. But
There's your extra square footage.
yeah, and that's how we were able to get the child care center out of it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then you had that separate office back there where other people would do their
Oh
thing.
yeah, there was a like a table back there, like a massage table, and you're like, that's where you can go nap.
Okay.
Do you nap back there?
Do you know? All right. First off, when you say it, you know how sketchy that
Sorry.
sounds. That's right. You even put quotations around it. You had a massage.
It was a massage table. What was I doing? Did someone get massages back there and I missed it? I mean, I went back there to get.
I don't think you had that membership.
I don't get it. I missed that one. I know I had to go back there to get the brooms or the vacuum cleaners to get the crumbs from the kids.
Did you ever open that door to the storage closet? Remember that sucker?
Mm-hmm.
That was.
I
Oh
used to
my
keep
God.
a lot of stuff in there.
I can't even describe it. That was absolutely terrible. But yeah, no, yeah. So there was a table. If you own a gym, don't ever do massages. That's, oh my God. That's, first off, they're not relaxing because you're trying to get a massage with boom, 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 boom. That's why people ask me all the time. They're like, you know what you should do? You should have like an extra room and you could rent it out to like chiropractors and massage.
And that's what that was.
And it sounds great until you do it and you're like, yep, spend a whole lot of money. Do you know how much money I've lost in stupid stuff? Like my favorite thing to do is just whip out dollar bills and just set them on fire. That's like what this is. Yeah.
Only way to learn.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Learning's hard.
It is.
So, and then we started the Cubbies at StrongSide 2.0. Yeah. So that was just literally the Cubbies started because shout out to Carrie Fox. She just has so much stuff. And she's like, you know what I need? I need a place to put my stuff.
Yep.
And now we have hundreds of them.
Yeah, everybody just got on. I was actually mad about it at first. I was like, pretty soon there's going to be no room for my stuff. Like, I need to get me a Cubbies unless I'm not going to have any place to put any of my things. I was like, keep these people being selfish, picking up all these Cubbies. And then when I got it, I was like, all right, maybe it's not the worst thing ever. But I just wanted to hop on the bandwagon. And I was like, well, Kim's got one, and then Fox has got one. And
everybody started bedazzling them.
And then they started decorating. I was like, I want to decorate a Cubby.
I know. I was excited to get mine, and now I really don't use it that often. So I do share.
Yeah. And I'll share mine too.
And that's so, and that's why some of them are still open, and we're gonna keep a certain amount of them open. And some people have consolidated. And actually, if you have a Cubby, you should love that Cubby because they will never be at any other StrongSide.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is the only StrongSide that'll have Cubbies.
Exclusive.
That is not live and learn, dude. Live and learn. That is a system that we can't keep up with. That is just too challenging and doesn't provide a lot of utility. We could just do a lot more with that area. So I looked into getting them ripped down, like if we just like took them out, but then I was like, dude, that's such a freaking hassle and like what it was going to do. And I was like, oh, great, we'll just keep it. So they're here to stay at this one. And then the other two won't have them.
So I'm probably not getting like a coffee bar any sort over there. It's not happening. No coffee Keurig machine.
So right now we're talking about the gyms and the locations that we've been at.
Squirrel.
So yeah, so StrongSide 2.0 was cool. And like, so now I guess if we move into StrongSide 3.0, I'll just say for me, like to give my 2 cents on it is like my journey was StrongSide 1.0 was a whole lot of energy and just trying to figure out what even to do with that energy. Just like, you know, you guys have heard me talk on these podcasts or just being interviewed, like just wanting to help people, wanting to give a place where people can neutralize anxiety, be their best self, work out with their friends, nobody's judged, truly stand behind that and put people in a position to be better. At StrongSide 1.0, we learned a lot. I could even go on to talk about the programming of StrongSide 1.0. If you wanted to go to the CrossFit Games, you should have gone to StrongSide 1.0 because we would murder you. And that just doesn't work for people that just want to be fit, look good at the beach. And like, I am not saying that we don't do muscle ups. I'm just saying that you guys remember, these guys, like that crap was hard.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I mean, every day overhead squats.
From the regular programming all the way to the competitors program where you had like 2.5 hour workouts. It was mean. Like, and something serious.
You're like, people already don't like to work out. And then not many people like to work out really hard. And then less of them like to do something where there's naked babies and no air conditioning and you have to run around like bro, you're down to like 5 people and then they have to choose between you and 37 other boutique gyms in the area, right? So it's like you need to have a program that allows people to, like, I mean, I would even look back, like the programming was so challenging that I would go over the workout and then people, like, nobody in the class could do it. Like, I'd explain it and nobody in the class could do anything on the board. Not only were they not fit enough to do that because it was stupid, but they were either way too sore, they were missing days at the gym, there was injuries were through the roof because you're making them snatch every day. I also opened StrongSide at 24 years old, so I don't even have life figured out.
No.
So hey, thank you guys for joining back then. By the way, thank you.
Well, I mean, if I could do it, you could do it, right?
All your parts are brand new.
Yeah. I mean, I did power cleans today. You can't do power cleans today. Let me tell you how I do things. Like, so, I mean, yeah, so that was like, okay, how are we going to achieve the mission? And then StrongSide 2.0 was kind of like a platform. And it's like, okay,
Right.
well, if you're really going to do this, if you're really going to work with people, how much time in an hour? No, like nobody leaves a class saying that they didn't move, that they move too much, but people do complain if they don't move enough.
Right.
So like, how much programming is too much programming, and what's the right flow, and how long should classes be? When you diversify your offering, you know, right now we offer StrongSide 60, StrongSide 45. We're looking at taking StrongSide outside of here. Like if we did like a corporate wellness thing or something and do like a 30-minute class, we've kind of found like that's what we're good at. We're not good at living in the niches. Barbell programs, conditioning programs, things that don't really fit your SKU. And StrongSide 2.0 allowed us to see that. It allowed us to see what does build a community. Like, it is cool going to Taco Mac. Like Zach Barnes was like,
Oh yeah.
like, you know, but after the 7:30 class, we'd go to Taco Mac and stuff like that. But at some point,
Like,
if your community grows and there's only 5 of you doing that, you actually look like the weird outliers. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it teaches you how to grow a community. It teaches you what fitness is enough fitness. It teaches you how many classes. Like, I learned so much at 2.0, where 1.0 was just scattered, throw darts against the wall.
Right.
I got to hone everything at 2.0.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Taco Mac trips were pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Like if you just went on the right day and everybody from 7:30 would go, and it'd be like maybe, I don't know, maybe
You'd
10,
get like
10
a-
of you max.
You get like a whole booth.
You get a whole booth. Man, if we were to do that now, we'd rent out the whole place. There'd be not an empty seat in the
Yeah.
whole house.
Yep.
We'd put
And-
them out of business.
Yeah. So then,
We should do that.
what, put Taco Mac out of business? What, you want
No,
to open,
no.
a,
Let's
wing,
go
you
to
wanna open a
Taco
wing
Mac.
bar?
Like, all the strong sides going to Taco Mac. Woo!
You just want to go Taco Mac after that?
Yeah.
See you there, guys. So then we move into StrongSide 3.0, which is where we're at right now. So this is the third spot. And what's happened? We've been here a year. What's kind of happened
Wow.
along the way?
We got a little extra. It's very fancy and bougie.
Oh, we bougie. We're so
We're
bougie.
bougie. It's clean. We don't, you
The
know.
wall of I'm like staring at wearables and protein. It's all pretty over there. Like it's
Mhm.
got a cooler.
We're spoiled now.
Considering that the first bags of protein that we got sat on a $20 IKEA table,
Yeah.
like in the middle of the gym. Hey, if you want
yeah.
some, come get it.
Yep.
Yep.
No, we're spoiled now. We got the fans. We got
Oh, the fans.
all the rigging that we would want, like all the rowers, bikes, a skier, a salt runner. Like, there's no way that any of that would have come into StrongSide 1.0.
Mm-mm.
We're so spoiled now with the amount of equipment and now the community that we've grown with that equipment and the people here that, you know, it's incredible how far this place has come in the past just 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like it's the people. Like StrongSide's built for the people. So when you're like,
Right.
oh, the community grows, like I always kind of chuckle when people come in and they're like, everybody here's so nice.
Yeah.
And I think,
You have no idea.
where do you hang out?
I
Like,
know. I think about that when we talk about from StrongSide 1 to 2 to 3. You know, when we came to StrongSide 1, I would never have gone anywhere else because it was you starting it and I trusted you with my fitness, but because also a lot of our friends were starting there and I was like, I've got to be with the girlfriends, my friends. Well, some of them have left over the years, babies or moved state, whatever. But the new people who come in, they're the same type of caliber. This place has no space for anybody but who wants to cheer on and be a part of a family. And that has not changed over the past 6 years that you've had StrongSide. It's the same type of people in here
Right.
at all times. We are a family, and no matter what kind of new people or how many new people come in, it's the same vibe at all times from when you started it to now. And that's why I love this place.
And my favorite thing really is like the accountability from your workout partners. So like, and it's been this way since you opened, which is one of my favorite things about it. Is like, one, if you go to like One Life or lifetime or whatever. If you miss a few days at the gym, there isn't anybody that's going to be calling you, be like, hey, look, you haven't seen you at the gym past couple days. Where you been, man? What's up? You all right? Like, if you miss a few days or maybe a week at StrongSide, you have, at least I do, I have, like, Mitchell text me, like, hey, where you been? I have, you know, all my friends at the gym, like, hey, you haven't been in the gym a couple days. What's up? You make sure you're all right. Like, that's one of the cool things. It's like everybody else is also wanting you to come and, like, hang out with them. You got legit friends here that you can also just suffer together with. It's great.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the commonality. Like, I look around at all of our classes. I was thinking about this the other day, and I think it was the 7:45 a.m. class. I'm looking around, and dude, I'm like, pick something that would segregate people, right? Dude, we got black, white, tall, short. I know people in that class that are extremely financially well off, and I know people that are just getting started. I know there's older people. I know there's younger people. I know there's different religions in the class. I'm looking around. I'm like, I know where two of these people sit on the Corona political poll right now. Like, you're putting them all in a room.
Yep.
And you're naturally and immediately equalized.
Absolutely.
Because the equalizer is the fitness. Fitness does not care about anything. Burpees are burpees, deadlifts are deadlifts. Can you do it or not? Here's the rower. It is 500 meters. Nobody cares.
No one cares.
And if anything, if you're an elitist and you think that you can row better than somebody else, you're actually the outlier that Mary just described. Like, you are here to make everyone welcome and everyone equal, because when you go to Publix, nobody cares about how much you can back squat. And in fact, you're so small, we're such the 1%, that if you're fit, you're actually weird. So you need to be okay that you're in a group of weirdos that actually likes you and just wants you to be better. And our only mission is to make people better.
Yeah.
And all we're doing is, like, when you see us change things, it's really just to communicate that mission with people that haven't heard about us. Like, if you look at this logo behind me, this snatch guy is about to get all taken away in our other locations, and it's just StrongSide. We make people better. That has nothing to do with what we offer on the fitness floor. It's not like we're going to lift the barbells less.
Right.
It's an easier way to communicate with people that are sitting on the couch or whatever right now going, dude, I wish I had a place that I could go to that supports me and loves me for me and doesn't judge me. They just know that I'm in a hard spot right now and I'm just trying to be better.
Yep.
And we feel like the word rather than the logo can do a better job of that.
There's probably, in the beginning workout, probably 5 different versions of that workout going on at a time. Whatever you can do for that workout. I'll never forget coming back after my knee injury and being terrified because I was like, I can't do anything. I can't even put weight on my leg, or what am I going to do? And people accommodated. People were running and bringing things to me and putting things away from me. And it was just like, I hadn't been in the gym for almost 6 months. I think I was like, are they going to know who I am? This is going to be so weird. But they did. And it was like, you didn't miss a day. No one skipped a beat and everyone was just there. And that's no matter what it is that you can't do that day, that you can be scaled and everyone cheers you on.
Yeah, because people are just people, dude. And I think innately people want to be good. They might not, good people might do bad things and people might do bad actions and they might be, but they're not, it's usually because of their environment and their community. So our community is our ecosystem. Like, that literally is what drives the financial metrics of StrongSide to make sure that we can stay in business. Is our community is our ecosystem. Our environment, that is our culture. Like, how I can just come in and I can do whatever. These people don't know me. They know why I'm here, though. We're all here because we're unsatisfied. We're trying to be better. That's exactly why I'm here.
Yep. Absolutely.
So that's StrongSide. That's StrongSide 3.0.
Yep.
What, anything else with 3.0?
Man.
It's just awesome.
It's kind of like you've arrived.
I know, it's just awesome.
You're looking at it.
What else are we supposed to get?
One thing that I didn't realize that I wanted until we got it was how clean and nice these floors are.
Oh my God.
3.0, having these
the mats.
These floors having all connected and everything. I didn't realize that's something that I really wanted until I got it.
Yeah,
like StrongSide.
At 1 and 2, we had these stall mats, and you would basically do a burpee, and like half of your body would be in the crack in between the mats, and you could like see the dirt that was down there.
It'd be just like pieced together too. Like if there was a gap, you would just, I guess you must have cut like a little square and you just shove it in to fill that square. I was like, what is going on here?
They would expand and contract depending on what season it is.
Yeah.
You would like twist your ankle in like a back squat or something. Like the floors were rough, and I
Yeah.
didn't realize how big of an issue they were until we got these super
I love these
clean,
floors.
awesome floors.
Oh, and the Zamboni.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's your toy.
I love that Zamboni. You just come out, you just get to clean the floor. It takes like 15, 20 minutes. You just scrub it all. It looks so pretty.
Yeah. Zamboni and the fogger gun.
Yes.
Big day.
And
New
all those things are just to neutralize people's anxiety. Like, dude, when people come in here, like our front desk is kind of tucked to the corner for a reason. And that reason is so people that are intimidated and they come in on their first day and they're checking in here at the front desk, they don't have to see what they're already nervous about.
Yeah.
That somebody's trying to climb a rope and they got their shirt off and stuff like that. And all our wall balls are faced forward. So it's easier for the member to go get the weight. Yes, we're bougie, but it's so they don't have to walk over there and panic.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so unfit. And what if I get the wrong, where's it at? Oh, it's right there, dude. The barbells are located here. The weights are located here. We are going to take care of you.
Right. I know some people that I've invited to Strong Side that haven't been able to come is because they thought that they had to get fit enough to come to Strong Side. Like they have to train to work out here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's backwards. You can come here to train.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to get in shape to come to Strong Side. I mean, it's cool that they have it on like that prestige, but it's not like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're not seeing anybody's first day.
Right.
Like you're coming in, you're seeing Zach Barnes and Mary Dennis.
Right.
Oh, I can't do that. How long you been here? 7 years.
Forever.
I wasn't able to do any of this stuff on the first day either. It was like,
You're seeing my after photo is what you're seeing.
yeah.
Like Melissa Beal.
Oh my
Shout out
God.
Melissa Beal.
Melissa, we love you.
Before and afters are ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like you come in and you see those washboard abs and shoulders and stuff.
Ow.
I mean, like, way to go, Melissa. But she started with
Oh.
twins, like didn't want anybody to see her needing to lose 25,
Yep.
30 pounds or
She'll
however
be the
much she
first to
lost.
tell you she worked her butt off for every bit of that muscle.
Still does.
Yes, absolutely.
Same conversation everybody else has. I can't
Mm-hmm.
I can't do this. No, I can't do that. Like, bro, we're just about movement and stimulus. And I'm not, our needs vary in degree and not kind. I'm not saying that you have to squat 500 pounds. I'm saying that we can focus on the range of motion of your hips.
Mm-hmm.
It just might look like X, Y, and Z. Exercises are tools.
Right. We understand, like, talk about people like Melissa or Zach, like, we're lifting heavy weights, but we understand that the people next to us who've been here for a month or two, when they pick up, this may be the first workout they did with a barbell, and that's a big day for them. And everyone understands that, and everyone's excited, and everyone's like probably sitting there waiting until they finish to cheer them on.
Yeah.
Because we're a family.
Yeah, that is the ultimate equalizer.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool, man. Well, before we wrap this thing up, you got any other stories you want to share? Anything we can think about? Mostly seems to go back to all strong
It
side
does.
1.0.
It does.
Those were some shady days.
They're fun to talk about, though.
They are.
They are.
But yeah, I think I agree with you. We probably could go on for hours about that place.
Do we want to talk about the competitors program, RIP?
Oh, man. I remember, okay, so the competitors program, it started out as like, we're going to get somebody to the games.
Because that was the
Oh,
industry.
yeah.
That was the
It is-
industry standard.
Mhm.
That was like
Right.
if your gym could get somebody to the games, you were going to blow up.
Right. So Mitchell was training for to go into the open, place in the open, go to regionals. He was training for regionals, and we were all going to be like his training partners. So there was a competition program where we would all go in and we'd work out from like 3:30 to like 5:30, and it would take a good chunk of the day. And I remember trying out because you had to try out to be a part of the program. And I finally made the program, and I'm like, all right, before every workout, I'm gonna make sure I eat the right thing the day before. And I was so excited to go in. I'd like lay out what I was gonna wear the night before. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to get in there. And then I get in there, and I'm like, all right, all of these people are way fitter than me. It's gonna be fine. And then we go and do our thing. And it just seemed like it lasted forever. But those people became really tight knit team of people, and those were the people that wound up, being the people to text me on what the days that I missed, be like, "Yo, where you guys at?" Like, and it was a pretty cool little setup we had.
Yeah, because I get that question a lot. Like people will want to have competitions, or people want to have competition programs and stuff. And that the competitors program was really cool. We would have like yearly tryouts for it, and you would do the strong side combine. That sucker's not dead. How cool is that going to be to do with 3 gyms?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like,
wow. And think
the-
about that.
Yeah, so what I'm really focused on right now is the communication between the three gyms, like StrongSide staple workouts for the 60 and 45. What if we did the StrongSide Open, where we were able to have like a leaderboard and a day where you did it, and you might not ever meet Mary from Woodstock, but I'm Mitchell from Roswell, and we can have a leaderboard that way. Intramural competitions. This stuff's not dead. As things shift and you realize that you can't scale or offer barbell programs, the competitors program, like how Zach's saying he had to try out for it, we're already really stinking small, guys. And you want to make our members try out for something, like you're gonna live in the niches, and you're gonna live in the niches and die. It's not about some of, it's about the sum of, and it's the sum of what our members want and what would make them feel the best. So what I'm saying is that the competitors program is cool. I want competitions to come back. I think it'd be really cool if we offered a competition where we invited other gyms, or it doesn't have to be this 3-day kill yourself deal. But it was Amazon delivery.
Yay.
But yeah, and then every year you would rehab tryouts. We did the combine, we did the open every year. You had to do a certain amount of competitions.
Right.
And we got, we learned a lot though. We got stupid fit.
We did.
We brought in Brandon Phillips to do some training with. He's been in the games like 5 times.
Mm-hmm. I was your coach for a long time too.
Yeah. He was in Rich Froning's wedding.
Really?
Yeah, if you go YouTube, Rich Froning Wedding Day WOD, he's the other guy in the video.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I remember your wedding day wad.
Yeah, Zach was at my wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I was one of the groomsmen. We were doing that the morning of his wedding. We were doing this wad out in the front of this little cabin that we were staying in. And I think me or one or two of the other groomsmen were like doing the workout while holding a beer. Like, Mitchell's killing it.
I'm like, this is
crushing
for
it.
time, guys.
This is for time. And we're like, yeah, Mitchell. All right. Yeah, no, that was fun.
Oh, yeah, the Strong Side wedding was fun.
Yeah.
Strong side
It
wedding.
wasn't even Mitchell and Kim's wedding. It was the strong side wedding.
The ultimate formal.
Yeah.
Yes.
People are like, why'd you guys have 300 people at your wedding? Well, it's just the gym.
Yeah.
And then like 3 people from our family.
I had, I think 9. I had
wow.
11 max family members.
That's what people were like, wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, that was
Fun.
really fun.
And then we got married in September, and then we did the formal in like January, and I was like, didn't we just do this? Like, I just saw you guys. It's the
Deja
same
vu.
Y'all
thing.
were in the same dresses? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
the
sick.
competitors program was really cool. Like it did it's not a regret. It was neat. It just boiled down to not fitting what we do and offer. But it was stinking cool, man.
It doesn't mean you can't be competitive.
No, not at all. We still offer a compete program.
Right.
It's just it's not for some of. Everything we do here is for the sum of.
Right.
Yeah.
You like that?
Like
I
that.
do.
Yeah.
Like that down.
Trademark that.
Mhm.
So, yeah, man. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Real quick, do we have any questions? I can't see that far. Did anybody write any questions up there?
I can't.
Cool. Okay.
I can't see.
Ashley says no, but
What?
yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I hope you guys got to throw back and listen to a little Strong Side OG episode. I think we still have 12 or 13 or so of our Strong Side founding members here. And it's just an ebb and flow story. It's an ebb and flow of just learning a lot, screwing up a whole bunch. Be happy that you're here now. But most importantly, it's just a story of love. And it's a story of love and sharing and compassion, and be stubborn in the vision and flexible in the details, and things are going to change. But not once have we ever made a decision for anything other than you. Strong Side is built for the people, and it's trying to give back to those people and give them an environment to be successful. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys.
Yeah, not a
No
problem.
problem. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us for 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Got it. Bam. All right, gang. I will see you later.
See you guys.
Bye.